Hi and welcome to video 2 in my series of 27 ways to reduce stress and anxiety. Now I hope you got some great tips out of the first video on mindset, but today we're going to work into the second pillar, which is all about emotions. And I'm going to cover off on my 5 steps to clearing stress-related emotional blockages. So I'm really excited to work through each of those separate 5 steps. It's had great success with myself in my life and with my clients. It's a very simple but effective framework on how to clear those emotional blockages. It is often said that 95% of everything you think, feel, create and achieve in life is the result of a habit. You are what you do, and repeated habits form the basis of automatic behaviors in your everyday life, week to week, month to month, year after year. And it's really important to understand that these automatic behavioral habits can either be positive or they can be negative. Emotions are energy, and when it comes to clearing negative emotional blockages, it is crucial to understand that emotions can literally be trapped within our physical realm. Long-term unresolved emotional blockages will eventually manifest into our physical body if not cleared effectively and regularly. One of the major causes of negative emotional blockages causing reactive stress is denial. This toxic fear-based emotion perpetuates negative behaviors and is often used as an unconscious emotional defense that works as like a coping mechanism, helping us to avoid perceived pain. This form of distorted stress management that so many people undertake on a daily basis fails to address the real root cause of the stress. Why? Because being in a constant state of emotional denial has become an automatic habit. And these 5 steps will help you to address deep-seated denial by clearing emotional blockages and assists in releasing negative stress-related emotions. Now, I've used these with plenty of my clients over the years. I've used them with myself and with my children. 5 simple steps. First one, awareness. Awareness can simply be defined as a state or condition of being aware, being conscious, having knowledge, and is the first step in the healing process, enabling you to gain back control of your emotional denial. In this instance, the art of awareness is creating a state of consciousness that will enable you to address distortional thought patterns, any sort of limiting beliefs that are holding you back, anything that is not serving you well. It requires you to be raw and honest with yourself. That's the first step. You have to be raw, have to be honest, have to be vulnerable. It's kind of like a type of self-diagnosis where you have to ask yourself the question, what am I fearful of? I'll say it again. What am I fearful of? Awareness is the key to gaining back control. The second step is about acknowledgement. So what do I mean by acknowledgement? To acknowledge is to empower yourself. It is okay to feel fearful, angry, frustrated, and anxious. Only once you become aware of those negative thought patterns that you can acknowledge that they even exist. And then by admitting to yourself and accepting those emotions, whatever they may be, especially denial, then you'll understand that that's what's distorting your perception of reality and creating stress and anxiety. The third step is called process. So what I mean by that is processing your emotions and processing what you've become aware of. You've acknowledged it. Now you need to have a look at it and start to process how it's affecting your life. This is your why. Why am I feeling these emotions? What am I in denial about? Is it just one factor, or is it many? Or does one lead to the others? Was there a specific experience or event in my past that has perhaps shaped my perception of my current reality? What are my triggers, my personal stress triggers? So it's very important to understand this and address this. During this step, it's time to really feel and explore the causes of your fear-based emotions and start to identify those personal stress triggers. Very, very important. This step can take minutes, hours, days, but it's highly individualized, and I recommend that during these moments of introspection or effortlessly reflection, as it's also known as, that you find a nice peaceful place, your happy place to think and to process. Okay, fourth step, verbalization. You need to talk. You need to get it out of your system. It's no point keeping it bottled up, becoming aware, acknowledging it, processing it, but then not verbalizing it. So the fourth stage is very important. One that I really encourage is that you talk to your friends, your family, those people that you confide in. And I firmly believe that once you've processed or you're in the processing phase, it's very beneficial to talk to those around you. Emotions can be resolved and released through the power of conversation. To converse with another can help you gain clarity, provide reassurance, and never be afraid to show emotion and be vulnerable in this step. Very, very important. This is where you're going to be raw and honest, and it enables you to create space. So to release negative thought patterns like denial, you really have to be raw and open. Crying is often experienced during this step, and emotional tears can help to cleanse on a metaphysical level, and it helps to facilitate positive steps forward. And trust me, sometimes the tears will flow, you don't know why, you're not quite sure what event or what trigger is causing the tears to come, but don't hold them back, just let them flow, and it will be a very, very cleansing emotional experience if you just let it flow. And then the fifth and final step is take action. So there's no point going through the first four steps and then not taking any action about what you have become aware about, acknowledged, processed, and talked about. You then need to take some action. And action equals habits. So you're going to create new habits. Daily habits form the basis of your personal responsibility, and you have the power to create your own reality. There is no point just talking about making changes. You actually have to take action. This is also an excellent opportunity to visualize how you will feel as a result of mastering these new habits, these new positive habits. You are now committed to avoiding states of emotional denial. And if you do relapse, which is totally normal and does happen quite often, just go back and repeat the 5 steps. Awareness, acknowledge, process, verbalize, take action. Now, another really effective tool that I would recommend for you in our emotional based mindset is getting into the habit of journaling, whether it's first thing in the morning and night, or last thing at night, but really, really powerful to capture how you're feeling each day, morning or night, or just once a day, but capture how you're feeling, what you're thinking, how you've responded to certain stresses in your day, and how has it left you as a result, in what emotional state or way of being has it left you. And so what that'll enable you to do is start to track and see any trends, see if there's anything that's happening in your life that triggers you and causes you to have stress and anxiety. Now, most of us would say, yeah, cool, I do know what they are, but are we doing anything about it? Are we actually using the 5-step process I talked about and being aware of what are my personal stress triggers? So I urge you to journal. Journal is a very, very effective way to look back over time. It's not about, you are going to be vulnerable in that moment, but you can also look back and see how far you've progressed. And you can see if there are certain new positive habits that you've implemented into your life that are now paying dividends, and you can see that your stress and your anxiety levels are starting to drop. So therefore you're going to stick with those habits, and if they're not working, you look at replacing those habits. So I highly recommend journaling. Now, one of the most user-friendly, simple ways to alleviate stress and anxiety is through mindfulness meditation and guided meditation scripts. Now, they're extremely powerful, very simple to use, and can have an immediate impact on your emotional state and your way of being. So guided meditation, I will be bringing out some guided meditation scripts on my Spotify channel, where you'll be able to listen to those, and I use them as body scans. I use them before I do my virtual Reiki sessions. I use them before any sort of hypnosis sessions. So guided meditations are very, very powerful, and something that you've got access to. You know, you can listen to them, YouTube, Spotify. You can listen to them before sleep to help you sleep better. But guided meditations are the key to getting yourself into a very relaxed, centered and calm state very quickly. That shouldn't be underrated. If you couple that with music as well, different types of music can work on our theta brainwaves. Also breathing techniques as well, which will go into more detail in Restore pillar, which is the 5th pillar. But guided meditations, highly recommend it. I'll put some links in the YouTube channel so that you can find some really powerful and relaxing guided meditation music, and highly recommend it.